Now back to reality, and the holidays are right around the corner and those party invites are piling up, and Mena Riley has some tips for us to deal with some guests who may be having too much of a time, if you know what I mean. We're going in the parlor room.
Hi, I'm Mena Riley with Parlour Room Events, elevating your events to their highest possible potential. We all want our guests to feel at home when they come to visit, but some guests may take it too far, and then it's time to bring out the big guns. Most hospitality professionals have learned how to keep a situation from escalating, but that's not to say everyone can't learn from a few handy pieces of advice when dealing with problem guests. Now, I'm no legal consultant, but I do know that your guests are ultimately your responsibility. Hopefully your guests are able to handle themselves at a get-together, but what happens when things get a little out of hand? Well, here's what you can do as the host. The rule when getting rid of unwanted house guests is simple. Your house, your rules. Inform your guests beforehand that there's a zero drinking and driving policy before the party starts. If you're sending out an invitation, you can include this disclaimer so you don't have to say it later. Designate one or two of your friends and ask them to handle any guests that get out of hand if they see it happening. Best to select level-headed personalities for this job. Avoid saying things like, "You're trash, so I'm taking you outside to sober up." It's better to say, "I need to talk to you out here for a minute," to get them away from the crowd and into a cab if at all possible. Give the cabbie your phone number and your friend's address. Don't leave it up to them. Do your best to deal with each situation without putting yourself at risk, and always stay calm. Stick to your guns and don't allow anyone to drive after drinking. And here's what you can do as a guest. The responsible guest should inform the host the minute he or she sees someone acting out of control. If you plan on having a few drinks, pre-arrange a designated driver with another guest. If you can't calm the guest down or convince them to stop what they're doing, perhaps ask a friend of theirs to try. And if you decide to ask this person to leave, remember that you are still responsible for their safety. Call a cab, get someone to drive them home, or if the situation gets out of control, call the police. Now, hopefully you won't have to call the cops, and if you do, perhaps it's time to scrutinize your guest list a little bit closer. But remember that your safety and the safety of your guests is of the utmost importance, and it's your responsibility to create an atmosphere where your guests can enjoy themselves and where everyone is safe. So that's it. Lay down the ground rules beforehand, designate friends to help with any problem guests, make sure intoxicated guests get home safely, take responsibility, and stay calm. All right, it's time for Q&A. Do you have great tips or advice on how to keep guests in check? Comment on this video or write to us at service@parlourroomevents.com, and remember to share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time when we share the do's and don'ts of holiday work parties. I'm Mena with Parlour Room Events, elevating your events to their highest possible potential.